Poverty eradication sounds like an impossible dream, um, a Herculean task that can never be accomplished. But in reality, if you want to look at resolution for the problems that the world is facing today, the easiest step to make is to make everybody rich. How does that work? Well, I'm doing this off the cuff and I don't have all the studies at hand, but there's numerous studies across the world that indicate that the richer people become, the fewer children they have. Bam, overpopulation resolved. Um, the more people have, financially speaking, economically speaking, the more they're concerned about their assets, their consumption. Believe it or not, they don't just jump into an excessive level of consumerism. Um, but how do you accomplish it? Well, the key is going to be, again, the marriage of the corporation with the not-for-profit. We have to build a system that works in conjunction with the system that we have now, not circular economics, not resource-based economics. As sound as those theories may be, there is no practical application. So you have to build a parallel system. Doing it with the foundation at the head and with the incorporated interest at the bottom and the private investment funds set up and established to pay for the infrastructure, your education, your medical care and treatment, even to provide basic housing. You want to provide basic housing, but you can't just throw somebody into a home, especially when they've been homeless across multiple generations, and expect them to become productive and contributing members of society. That's not a realistic expectation. No matter what your feelings are, no matter what your intentions are, somebody crossing the street has no intent other than getting across the street. But when they get hit by the bus and killed, they're dead, no matter what their intentions are. At the end of the day, reality is what matters. What is accomplished? What is meaningfully introduced that resolves the problems at hand? You have to address the the symptoms, but you also have to address the underlying cause. So it's a comprehensive systemic answer. There are systemic problems. They require systemic solutions. Um, Large scale food forests are one viable solution. The food forests, you won't be able to do it in the industrialized world. They cannot regulate it. They cannot tax everything, so you can't do it there. In developing nations, reforestation efforts can be handled through the introduction of large-scale food forests. Many of the developing nations and third world countries have difficulties feeding their military and their infrastructure, their police. They work on minimal salaries and can't afford the basics of life. You give them housing that's integrated into regular society in much the same way as they've done in the UK. At the same time, you've got the large-scale food forests that provide basic foods for people, their basic nutritional needs. You go from there. You've got the foundation that owns an incorporated body with many different commercial industries. Your basic education has to be changed to adapt to the integration of vocational aptitude, and education needs to be focused on vocational aptitude, not just one size fits all solution. Blanket solutions never work. Um, so by introducing the educational opportunities, teach critical thinking, teach problem solving, teach scholastic skills to students that can handle scholastic studies. To those that cannot, technical, vocational training needs to be made available. That can all be made available through the corporations owned by the foundation. And as you do that, and they've got their housing taken care of, they've got their basic needs taken care of, provided for in terms of utilities, housing, internet access, food, then they can focus on growing. And you can actually get people to contribute to society much more willingly, much more capably, by establishing everything in a more integrated fashion than what we're facing now. And we can build this system so that it functions within the current system. It doesn't buck the trend. It's not going to get shut down, not in the name of national security, not in the name of economic sustainability that, for the existing system, but we produce viable solutions that work in cooperation with the existing system that will outlast the end of this current system. And that is how we're going to eradicate poverty. So that's just one start there. More to come soon. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.